Well, help, I am a pushover. What a thing to say about yourself, eh? But you know what? You have to name it to tame it. So that's a very important concept in psychology. If you don't see it, then you're never going to work on it. But if you have the awareness, you can start working on it. So, what is a pushover? The dictionary defines pushover as a person who is easy to overcome or influence. So, why do people become like this? So, most people that adopt this behavior style fear that their natural thoughts will not be well received or supported by others. Thus, they have a need for approval from others. Other reasons can be fear of conflict, low self-esteem, codependency, or a network in their brains that is attuned to disagreement with other people, which makes them feel uncomfortable and motivates them to switch their views as much as possible. So, with my experiences, being in a dysfunctional family and being the scapegoat, I think that was really confusing for me. And to survive, I needed to sort of give in to what was going on. Because when you're a child, like, you must do that because you, if your parents, you need your parents to survive, right? So without their love, like, they could maybe stop taking care of you. So a lot of people, a lot of this comes from your childhood and how things were in your family. And when you're the scapegoat, it's very confusing because you're being told that things are your fault and you don't really understand how, and it's very confusing. And I used to think that there was one way of thinking, and that's totally false. Like, there's so many different ways of thinking, so many different perspectives. Things are not black and white like that. So, unfortunately, dysfunctional families, like, it's actually a common thing. Like, you might think you're alone, but you're actually not. There's all kinds of books and everything on this topic, and videos and everything. Just look around on YouTube. There's all kinds of stuff. Now, when I was younger and in this situation, there was nothing like that, really. And I don't even think the therapists knew so much about narcissistic families, like how they know now. That when I would even go to therapy, like, it was like when would try to get some help, it just wasn't helpful, like, at all. They would be like, I don't know, but obviously I stopped going because it wasn't helpful. But anyway, there's certain resources. Over the years, I've been just dealing with this, and there's certain resources that can help. So, It's Not You by Dr. Ramani, very good. And the Book of No. So this is about assertiveness. And I was going to tell you about some of my personal experiences. Okay, so you're in a dysfunctional family, and then you come out into the real world, and you go to work, and what worked in your family, it doesn't work in work. Okay, it's very dysfunctional for your life, in fact. But you're trying to do everything, do your best with what you've been told, what you've learned, even though it's dysfunctional. And I remember I was working in the inpatient unit, psychiatric unit, and I was told by my colleagues that I needed to be more assertive. And at first, I didn't believe it, actually, because as years went on, I thought, but I keep getting this feedback, so maybe there is something to it. And actually there was. But you don't, it takes a while to understand yourself, because when you're younger, you just don't really understand it. Like, okay, this worked in my family, why is it not working here? But it was actually working just fine there. But just I was the one who was being taken advantage of. And people will take advantage of you if you're a pushover. And even good people will do it, but and then there's people who are not good who will do it. So you can really get taken for a ride. Now, I've had both happen, and like the charge nurse said to me, because like an admission would come up, and then people would always somehow make up an excuse or climb out of doing it, and I wasn't as good at that, so I ended up doing them a lot. And the charge nurse said to me, Lisa, it's okay for me that you're not assertive, but it's not good for you. So you're going to have to work on that. Yeah. And so I think she was a good person. So like she didn't really like that she was doing this, but I get it. You're the charge nurse, you need things done, and sometimes they go for the least path of resistance, right? And even though I was told this and felt like I was aware of it, like, I don't know, it just kept happening over the years. So it's been tough, but I feel I have more awareness now, and I continue to work on it to this day. I do. So yeah, that's the quote I was looking for, by Kenny Weiss. When we are children, we will die without the love of our parents, and we will do anything to get it. So it is no wonder that some of us become people pleasers and pushovers. Yeah, so a lot of that is why. So I was doing some of his program for a while too, and it was helpful. And I'm also doing the Jerry Wise, the Road to Self program, and I find that that's helpful. And one of my therapists said to get this book, Assertiveness, the Assertiveness Workbook by Randy J. Paterson, Ph.D. So I did this, and there's exercises in it, and I was working in a community mental health, and I was able to help other people with this too, and I feel I learned a lot by doing it with other people, because you're not alone in this problem. Like, a lot of us get into these patterns of behavior because it worked, but then you come out to the world where it's not healthy, and you're just going to get railroaded. And I don't know what it is, but like, I don't know. During COVID, there were some problems again with that I experienced. But anyway, another good thing, source for me, has been Sherrie, Dr. Sherrie Campbell, and she was the scapegoat in her dysfunctional family. So this is But It's Your Family by Dr. Sherrie Campbell. Yes, it's been good. It's good to know that you're not alone. Like, gosh, there's all kinds of books on it. Like, you're not alone. So part of your wellness is working on this to make sure that you don't get pushed around, because people will do it to you. So, and I think sometimes there's a degree of anxiety too. So freedom from fear, actually this is on topic, because a lot of anxiety is behind that. Being unassertive because you're afraid that, the people will reject you. And when you're the scapegoat, you actually got rejected from your family pretty much because you're the black sheep. And then you walk around in life and you're sort of like afraid of that happening. So then maybe like you're a people pleaser, you're too nice, but you know what? You burn yourself out. It's not good. Take it from me, don't do it. Things really went crazy around COVID. So I ended up leaving early, retiring early, because I just had to get away from it. Like, you just get burnt out doing everything. And they come after you once again. It's terrible. But anyway, no experience is bad, just as long as you learn from it. So anyway, I took early retirement. Luckily I could. So other reasons you can end up like this are you want to be liked by everyone. You feel guilty when you say no, so you just say yes instead. So remember the book of no. You don't believe in yourself or your abilities. You have a fear of conflict and confrontation. You were bullied when you were younger. And Jordan Peterson actually says that middle-aged women often get taken advantage of at work because they will do what they are told and will not complain. He says many women have high agreeableness and high conscientiousness, and this is due to evolution and the fact that women take care of infants as mothers and grandmothers. And I believe I have those traits. I have high agreeableness and high conscientiousness. And it makes you a good mother, but it doesn't really make you good at work. Even in the mental health system, where it's not corporate, but it's a psychiatric hospital, an inpatient psychiatric unit, because I've worked at both. So, but you know, and things are different because women do work. And, you know, if I was just like staying at home with the kids and being a housewife or being a farmer's wife or whatever, like I probably, and didn't have to work outside of the home, I would have been fine. Like I just would have been like every other woman in my background, probably. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I had to go out and work. And actually, I think it was good because it helped me grow as a person, because I think that I'm better at being more assertive now because of some of the things that happened to me and the experiences that I've had than what I would have been if I was just not out there. So in a way, actually, it's personal growth, and it's actually a good thing because we're always constantly growing and changing as people, and you want to keep doing that. Also, women are conditioned to be nice, so this may contribute to this behavior style. So how can you change this? Well, get to know yourself better by visualizing your ideal self, explore your passions, try new things, evaluate your skills, identify what you value about yourself, ask yourself questions, learn something new, keep a journal, examine your life, figure out if there's anything missing, where do you want to be in 5-10 years? And to heal a dysregulated nervous system, you know, there's meditation, mindfulness, be mindful of your lifestyle patterns, emotional stressors and triggers, track your habits and emotional triggers while creating a behavior plan that incorporates, psychoeducation and several other key modifications to their lifestyle to support healing. You would do this, and you could also work with a trauma-informed clinician to do this type of thing. You may have to be realistic and realize that certain positions might not be a good fit for you. Just be honest with yourself. So good luck on changing this maladaptive behavior of being a pushover, since it can cause a downward spiral in our sense of well-being, leading to stress and several mental health complaints. It can also lead to job dissatisfaction, since you will not be promoted and you will be asked to do things that other people will not do, since they will stand up for themselves. In the work world, where there can be lots of office politics and game playing, which I was never good at. I have been doing research, and I wish I knew these things when I entered the workforce. I was quite naive, and that was not good. So I hope this information will be helpful to you. And just recently, so I'm still in my volunteer work, they wanted some shifts, and I said, okay, well, I can do this one. And then they're having trouble filling the shifts. And so then I made it clear, like, okay, well, I could do this one if it would be helpful, or I could do this one, but I'm not going to do both. And I asserted myself, and I've done more than that because I've had to, but under stress, you know, sometimes things can go out the window. But anyway, I really wish you luck with this, and just keep trying to grow. Bye.